There we go. Boy, that took way longer than I thought it would just to get on tonight. All right. It's working. Okay. That took way too long. Let's see if we can get some people in here then. I like being on here like 10 minutes early, 15 minutes early sometimes, hanging out, but damn, I don't know what the hell's going on. How's it going? Yeah. I always try to do research on. There he is, Jacko. I saw your clips, man, of the show you went to. It reminded me that Jeremy said yes a while back, and that he never got back to me. So I have to follow up. I gotta get the whole band now. To get all four of them. I mean, since they're so cool to you, maybe they'll be really cool. Oh, they've been cool to me already, for sure. But I always do research on these things and come on and try to chat about something related. But I'm hitting them up for sure. But while researching more about our next guest, I feel like I've done this every time. I just go to food. I just go straight to food. If I see a city, if I see a movie, if I see just about any content, my brain just goes to food. So if I see a couple cities this person might have lived in, I just go, oh man, the hot dogs there are wonderful. She's in. Let's just go. It took me long enough trying to get on here. All right, invite sent. Should be one click. Should. It's always a should. You never know. Yeah, hey.
What's up?
What's going on?
How are
I'm
you?
good. How about you? Long time no
I'm
see.
I know. I hope this is okay in here. I just
Hey,
didn't do a ring light or anything.
nah, nah, that doesn't matter. And it sounds really good. I keep telling people this makes all the difference in the world. It
I
really
know.
does.
I like your advice of just doing the what do you call it?
The,
The
just the buds,
yeah, the
the
earbuds.
pawns, the buds, the whatever. I used to call them
Hopefully,
headphones, but
hopefully my dogs are not going to piss us off, but you never know.
I'm a big dog guy. So, animal
Me
guy.
too.
So
I
they can
love
come up, or they
animals.
can say hi. You can spend time. I don't care.
Okay, good. Good, good, good.
I'll tell the sponsors they have to just back off and give us a minute.
Thank you.
There's no
Okay, good.
sponsors. It's just me.
I know. It's just us. It's perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah. Well, thanks first of all for being the first female on the podcast.
Fabulousness. That's
I,
all I can say.
I mean, I didn't ask for it to be a bunch of.
Cheers.
Hey, cheer! Oh, I don't have one tonight.
What?
Yeah, it
It's
was.
what day is it? It's
It's
Monday.
it's Monday. I had a really good Monday, so I didn't run around looking to put it together, but
Okay, good for you.
I did get a new bag of something else, which
Ooh.
is more exciting. That's for
Oh, right.
right before bed, but no, that was pretty exciting.
Okay, so you're set.
Yeah. So
But yes, I'm pleased to be the first female. I mean, I can't believe it. Like there's so many great women out there, but I'm psyched.
and I keep asking, this thing is just me. There's no team. There's no, like I said, no sponsors. There's no nothing. It's just me behind the camera. And so any convention I go to, I try to talk everybody up. And a lot of times you go, oh yeah, I'll definitely do it. And you're like, should I Instagram? What's Instagram?
Yeah,
You go,
yeah,
okay, cool.
totally.
Okay, I'm just gonna wait around. No big deal. So it's really like
Forever.
if I send 10 out, maybe one comes back. But yours is
Aw.
cool because we were messaging and then ran right into you, literally.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because we were in wait, where were we?
It was
Pennsylvania.
Sci-Fi Valley Con. Yeah,
That's
Altoona.
right, Altoona. It was gorgeous there.
Yeah, it
Well,
was
you're
pretty cool.
Are you Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh.
I love the Berg. I've been there. I loved it. I love Philly. Of course, the food. I'm all about that food. So,
I was just saying, I think you might have been in already, but anytime because I'm a fanboy in general, obviously, so I know a little bit. But then when someone says yes, I'm like, well, let me learn more. I don't want to just be sitting here going, so you like cons? So
oh
I'm like,
man,
let,
I'll
let, let
talk
me dig
about
a little bit.
anything. We could talk
Yeah,
about the Barbie movie. I mean, there's so much to talk about. So,
right. So I was like digging, and I'm like, okay, so if Wikipedia is right, which we never know, from Michigan to Chicago to NYU
mhm.
to LA, is that accurate?
Yeah, and then to back to New York, and then back to Michigan. Yep.
Oh, okay. I did
Hmm.
see that in your email.
Yep.
Okay, that's cool. So my brain goes to Coney dogs,
Oh,
Pequods,
pizza.
pizza, and cronuts. That's where
Oh,
my brain
oh
goes.
yeah, cronuts. Yeah, well, I'm a foodie, okay, but I will eat. I could enjoy no joke. I don't know if I can swear. I'll try
You
not to.
say whatever you want.
Okay, I was gonna say no shit. I would eat like Chef Boyardee and love it with a glass of wine, but I will also love like a great fillet or tomahawk steak. Like I'm a huge red meat eater.
Yep.
Of course, Italian's my favorite food of all time. What's your heritage? What's your
Uh,
background?
a lot of Polish, a little bit of German, Irish.
Okay, so
So real, a
A
lot
little
of
Polish too.
yeah. So a lot of homemade doughy,
Yeah,
sitting in
like
a crock pot. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Carb City. Like my mom would make us like homemade. She's like, I'm gonna make beef stew. We're like, okay, but like homemade amazing dumplings. Like
Oh
what?
yeah.
Who does that? Yeah, I don't do that.
It,
But
it's the
yeah, I
it's the
love
doughy
food.
stuff. Yeah, it will knock me out.
It's
And
like a
then,
cloud you're eating
did
it.
you get punch keys as a kid? The
No,
cream
I
filled
didn't.
donuts.
No, because I grew up in Michigan, which was like very, salt of the earth,
Right.
like I don't think I had Chinese food till I was like 16, which is weird. And we moved to Chicago, so I was like, oh, this is like food city. Chicago's like the greatest food city. It's
Oh yeah. The
amazing.
last guest
So,
was Wendell Young, the GM of the Chicago Wolves.
oh,
Ex
okay.
ex Pittsburgh Penguins, Stanley Cup Penguins.
That's right.
So
I saw
that's all
that.
we talked
Okay.
about was Pittsburgh food
Yeah, I
or
mean,
Philly food, Philly and Pittsburgh food. But
Philly, I mean, I'm a food freak, so any town I go to, you're right. I like to dine alone sometimes. My husband comes with me to some of these Comic Cons, but I don't even mind eating alone and just eating their stuff, right? Like
oh
going to
yeah,
their Greek town or going to their Chinatown and just trying it. So yeah, I didn't have those, but I had the cronuts and I've had, of course, pizza. Now, funny enough, I went to school in New York, so when I got there, I was super pissed that their pizza was like, ew, it was like thin and slimy and it would fold over and everyone would fold it like and I was like, what are you doing? That's pizza. Why
yeah.
are you
I grew
folding
up in
it
New
like
York.
Wonder Bread? And they were like, dude, this is it. And I was like, I just can't cheat on my Chicago, And so it was hard. I mean, obviously you just grab a slice and I loved that. You didn't have to buy a whole
Right.
pizza, order ahead like the Midwest. But so I learned to love all of it. But yeah, I love that kind of food.
Grew up in New York, then to Pittsburgh. But then when I got a little bit older, me and the wife lived in LA for a while, so I got to experience
Oh,
a little
good
bit
for
all of it.
you.
And we loved traveling, so we did Chicago multiple times. So I was even telling Wendell, I said I'm about to go, and I know a buddy who loved, always wore Cubby stuff. So I'm like,
Oh
where do I go?
yeah.
It's pizza. Where do I go? He's like
Yeah,
Luminati's. I was like, okay.
Illuminati's
We
great.
go
And they
to
have the best shells.
okay. We go to the Loop. We stay. We go to a show at the House of Blues, and we walk to Luminati's. We're like, we did it all in a day.
You did
Like we're out of here.
Chicago. Yeah.
And then I get back, and someone from Chicago, I learned. Everybody was like, well, why didn't you go to Quads? I'm like, I don't know
You're
what
like,
that is.
no one told me about
Yeah, I
it.
don't know
Yeah.
anything. We go
No,
back.
you were going once. It'd be like if I went to Paris one day, I'd be like, shit, where do I like do I get French bread? Like, I mean, I would be panicked, like what cheese do I get?
Yeah,
You went once, so good for you. And
we went
how
back.
long have you been
We
married?
we went back.
I'm a
We went
curious
back to Chicago.
person.
We've been married. I think it's the Jesus, 10th
Oh my
10th
God.
anniversary.
Can we just say congratulations? That's
Yeah,
really hard and awesome.
it's
Yeah.
her. No, I'm just kidding. That's the horror pops.
Oh
But
my God, I love that. No, well, that's cool. You guys obviously have a lot in common, and I think that's awesome.
yeah, it was a good time. She loved traveling, I loved traveling, and we went back and we went to the quads. And someone coming
Okay.
out stunk like whiskey and pizza, and I'm
Oh,
like,
that's
now we're
my place.
talking. And we
No,
went in, and it
that's
was
my
like
house.
the burnt edge, and everybody's
Hmm.
drinking. I'm like, now I'm
I do
home. I get back,
love the burnt edge
yeah,
and a square pie. I
we
love.
get back, and someone goes, why didn't you go to Uno? I said, I'm done.
No, you don't need to. No, no, no. But I also love. So I'm a thin crust girl, and that's hard because people in Chicago will shame you. But I don't care. I will find my thin crust where I need it.
See, I'm that New York pizza though. I liked having it in Chicago because I did the quads. I loved it. I liked it better than
Yeah,
Luminati's, but I am that flat, rolled over, greasy,
because that's how
fat
you
and
grew up.
flat. That's how I grew up. Yeah.
Flat and flat. Oh my God, that's funny. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, no, I love food. I went to Pittsburgh once. I did like this weird, it wasn't like a movie. It was some weird job I got. It was like remember when MTV had that like show, The Adventure or whatever, like that dumb show where they would compete against each other. Ugh,
Oh, geez, there's so many.
it's a famous show. It's like the main one. Anyway, it was like that, predated that. And myself and this guy, Tim Begley
Exactly.
were the hosts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
him. And they flew us there and they had like 3 nights there. And I'm like, this place is kick ass. Like hung out with the locals. I mean, I'm a Midwestern. That's like, oh, someone said my line, just take the bear. That's right. Good one. Yeah, so I loved it. And then I dated someone from Philly, so I got to go there a lot. And of course, go Eagles at the time. I know.
I'm Pittsburgher. No, no,
That's what
no.
you do. You
Philly's a
date
different
somebody.
state.
When
Philly's a
you
different
date
state.
somebody, you try to root for their team
No, I
unless
got
you
you.
care about it, and I didn't.
Right.
So
No, that's fine. So I just watched some Celebrity Deathmatch, which that was one of our shows. Like that was
oh,
before
it's so
Robot
fun.
Chicken, but it was after like cartoons. You know, it was
Yeah.
like the funniest shit in the world. And I saw what Mariah and Demi, is that right? And plus, you
Yeah.
know, like everyone's credit and your. I feel like there's always
Yeah, there are, but
But
those and so that one they'd already cast Demi and they didn't like it for some reason. So I came in and I've had that happen a lot in my career. Like they'll cast a throaty voiced girl and then be like, not exactly what we were thinking. Okay. And instead of just giving her direction,
right,
they just hire someone else.
sure,
Which, hey, I mean, I'm happy for, but you feel kind of bad, for the other actress. But so I had to loop it. So it's not only a cartoon mouth, but a looped cartoon mouth, which is like so hard to see. And I had to watch her little clay lips,
yeah,
and they give you the three beeps, and then you go. So it was really hard, but and I don't think I really sound like her. I mean, I can try to. And Mariah Carey, I don't sound like either, but I'm a singer. So I think I always try to or love to book stuff where there's, singing in it
right.
or song. But I loved that cartoon. It was so raw. It was funny. I feel like it could have gone on,
Yeah, it was
longer.
one of those you could never make this today
Hmm.
thing. Like everything is, sadly,
Oh,
but
it's so off
it's
color in the
so
best
good.
way. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't you
But it'd be
sing?
great to have
Don't you
like
sing his
strum
head off?
against. Yeah, I sing. I
Yeah.
sing. I'm like, like the way she does. I
Yeah, you're
hate it,
right.
but she screams this note and he fucking shatters his brains, which is awesome. I mean, who
Yeah.
wouldn't want to sing someone to death? It's kick
We
ass.
used to joke about the movie Face Off with
Oh
Nick
yeah.
Cage and John
Okay,
Travolta.
I love that
And
movie.
so before the deathmatch episode, well, I think there were a couple of episodes, but before the episode came out, we were always laughing about how completely insane that idea is. There was
Yeah,
a bunch of things from the movie
take
that
your
we were like,
skin off.
yeah, we were laughing about all of it. And like, the one thing in the movie, like how this family knows it's him, he just gives him like a face wash. It's like the most uncomfortable, like creepy move. That's how he
Okay, you're
told his
right.
family,
I
it's me
know.
under here.
I
But he did it
know.
like when they were happy, and he did it when they were like together. It was just like this really
That's
creepy
really funny.
face touch.
I never thought about that. But if there was a part of you that you could do a face off with, not face, but like something, what would you like?
Who I would face off with?
What or
Ooh.
like what would you do? Like what body part? Like I would face off maybe my feet because they're so small. I have to wear like kid size shoes and it's really annoying. So I might like have like bigger feet that I could unveil and look sort of normal.
I would do a complete face off with Dante Bosco.
Ah, no,
Just
you would
yeah, well,
not.
just to live as Rufio for a day.
He's amazing too. He's the nicest person, like sweet, sweet guy, talented, great guy. So
Yeah.
that's a good one to pick. That's a good one.
I told him he's another one. It's a lot. It just happens, unfortunately, where they're like, "Yeah, I'll do it," and it just falls. It just evaporates.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. And oh, actually, my buddy Josh just got in.
Hi, Mean
He
Josh.
was with us
Oh, I
at
listened to
Celeb
that
Valley.
one. I listened to that. That was really
Oh,
funny.
nice.
And I liked it. There was one. Okay, there's two Joshes, right?
Yeah, there's two Joshes.
Okay, but one of them, I was like, I could listen to this guy for a long time. Like the two of you had a good, I don't know, a good
That's this
dynamic.
one. That's this guy.
Yeah, Mean
Yeah.
Josh.
There you go. A little shout out. But he was with us in Altoona. He was hanging out. Actually, I'm sure the other one will come on here at some point too. The one who
I
actually
mean, not
physically
that
ran
we
into you
should
with him.
call him Josh too, because that's kind of rude.
Yeah, he doesn't like bathroom humor very much.
No, it's not nice.
There he goes.
Uh-oh. Hello. Hello, sir.
Josh, I think you just missed it. We were talking about face off, and I'm sure you and I have joked about it, but she asked who I would face off, and I said, of course it's going to be Dante Bosco because I want to be Rufio for a day.
I know. And he never ages. Like he just
He
looks
doesn't.
amazing.
Not at
Like
all.
Filipino women, they're just beautiful.
He's
They
like
just look beautiful.
Pharrell is the same way.
Yeah, Pharrell is
Just
kind of
doesn't
like
age.
that. Maybe it's just joyful life, joyful living.
If you're happy, right?
Hmm. That's what I'm
Um,
trying for.
so the first thing someone said in here was an avatar reference. And being
Coconut
like,
hot dog.
since we were at Sci-Fi Valley, is Avatar like the big? I mean, that place was going crazy for you guys. Like their like reunion.
It was a big one because there were so many of us, I think, right? And I went for a long time not knowing like this culture existed.
Right.
So once I did and was like, okay, I think I'm gonna go to one like a couple of years, maybe 2 years ago. I was like, okay, I'm in love with all the people that are
Oh
coming.
yeah.
I'm in love with these people, and I did this cartoon, but I'm in love with these people. Like that's what I was into. And then I would sometimes be able to do a panel, and I would start doing panels on like, sure, how to get into voiceovers, but also like mental health. And I was like, oh my God, I think that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Like I think my two careers, smashing them together and being a constant lifelong learner, kind of made me fall in love with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a bigger deal than we
Yeah.
thought. It was so fun, and I loved it. It was such a beautiful ride. Like I didn't know that you had these like stunning mountains up there. It was really beautiful. It was after those fires though in Canada.
Oh yeah.
So they
Right.
were always like this creepy smoke the whole time, but it was really wonderful. My stepson came and he thinks I'm a total loser, so that was fun to be like, I'm not.
See, they're
I'm
lining
sort of
up.
cool. Sort of.
No, that's cool. The cons are, man, I just never stopped going since I was, they've
Awesome.
exploded the past 10, 15
Okay,
years, but,
that's what I'm
um,
wondering, because since I
yeah,
wasn't in it, I'm like, is this always how it was? Like, what was it like?
it was more, it was rare. It was like,
Okay.
you had the one or two a year, maybe you'd go to. There was always Steel City Con here, but it was
Okay.
much smaller. Now it's turning into, I mean, it feels like San Diego Comic Con or it feels like New York
Wow.
City or Greater Ohio. Yeah, like the one here, I think there was a ownership change and he knew exactly where he wanted it to go. And they had to expand, go to the hotel next door, and they're probably gonna have to do more than
No, he
that. And
he was an amazing. That was run so well, Casey, right?
yeah,
Like,
right. Yep.
run beautifully. The nicest people. I've never had it be so organized. I mean, it was really well done. So, what a talent he is, right? I mean,
Yeah.
part of
He's got a
talent
couple. He's got a couple
is,
cons
yeah,
actually.
exactly. So
Yeah.
got the other one. So it's like, you can be talent, whatever. What does that mean? Okay, you can be on a show, but you can also be talent by gathering talent and producing, like, and making a film, or right? Like, there's so many lanes, and he is a talent, in that way.
Yeah.
I think so.
I just did Memento Con is his other
Oh,
one
how
because
was
I
that?
wanted to meet DJ Qualls so
Oh,
badly,
I love him. What
and he
was he
was it
like?
was awesome. Thank God he was awesome.
Oh, yeah,
And
right. You want to
apparently,
meet your heroes, right?
yeah, and it's happened a couple of times where I'm like, well, anybody, I go up and all excited like a 12-year-old. I want this sign. I've had this forever. I'm so excited. And I give it to a kid on the way out. I'm like, I don't want
Dude,
anything to do.
we met Flash Gordon, and I
Oh yeah,
completely lost my mind, like a total weirdo. I was like, Flash Gordon, like me and my husband were singing it,
I
and
had
he
something
was,
of his right here
do
too, right in
you?
arm's reach, and I think
And it was the
it
nicest
got moved.
guy, and we loved him. But like stuff like that. Hi, Hunter. Hi to Mexico. Everyone's so sweet. I love that. This is
Yeah,
my first
I
live. I've never done
yeah.
one.
This is the best thing to do, honestly, because you don't have to download anything. You're already on there. I
Perfect.
figured that since we were communicating through Instagram, it was a little easier. Like you've already been on it. It's not, and the navigation is so simple. You had one click and you're here.
I know. I
And if
know.
people just use these, I'm telling you, it'll sound
So what
amazing.
people will use their laptop and sound like, like, what do they
I
sound
think
like?
we had one laptop and it just wouldn't. It was always either behind or pixelated. And then the second guest tried using one and we couldn't even get it to work. So then I just started telling people, just use your phone.
Yeah,
It was
it's
actually
nice.
Jeffrey Wiseman from Back to the Future who played the second George
Oh,
McFly after
oh
Crispin's
my God. I love
stuff.
Crispin Glover too. Yeah, you are a fanboy. I love it. You know so much stuff about pop culture. It's awesome.
That's why and I love talking. I'll talk all day, and I'm like, well, is there any way to do this? Josh and I actually have a reel somewhere of both. We wanted to get into voice acting. So
Yeah,
the first still Sci-Fi Valley Con we went to was all the Turtles guys were there, all four of them, and
that's
that was his
awesome.
first con. I was able to pop his cherry, but there's a golf course right near the where they held the convention, and I don't golf. He does. We kind of traded off. Like, you come to a con and I'll play golf. You'll get me on a golf course if you come to a convention. So that's what we did. But
Okay.
he was excited because, and so was I. There was all these different voice actors there. I just kept Josh, I may have to pull you in at some point. I just kept embarrassing him on purpose. So he goes up and meets some video game voice actors. Oh man, his name has escaped me, but it was the lead guy from Red Dead Redemption.
Oh yeah, yep.
I play a bunch. Josh doesn't. So as soon as he goes up, he's asking questions. I'm like, this guy's never played your game. He's like, shut up.
Snap.
And he goes, I'll go home and buy it. I'll go get it. And I think, Josh, correct me if I'm wrong. I think did I make you do Ray Romano or Seinfeld for somebody? I think just because I shot, make him do an impression. He does a good Ray Romano. He's like, all right, I'll do it. And he did it. But he stepped up. He did it. Yeah, I wouldn't stop at all. Because I was comfortable. I'm not going to embarrass. You know, I'm just like out there yelling and high-fiving and shit. And he's, I'll do it. I'll do it.
An extrovert. Is Josh, is me and Josh not an extrovert?
No, he's an extrovert. It was just, I think, his first con. You know, he's getting to meet. There's 10 voice actors in one. Adam Sandler. That's what I made him do. Okay.
What? Oh, that's awesome.
And of course, he kills it. Great. He's telling me to shut up and back off, but then he kills like 3 or 4 impressions in a row.
Seriously?
Yeah.
See, that's hard to do. But it's funny when I was acting. So voiceovers, I mean, they made me money and it was awesome. But I always had other jobs, real jobs, right. I guess. And at the height of like Mad TV, like right when that was kind of ending, they were doing one last season, and I got an audition. I got a call back and a second call back, and I was like, "Thank you, God! Like this is what I meant to do. I was supposed to be a sketch comedy actress. You know, I'd been to the Groundlings and I'd written my own shows, and I'm like, this is it. And then it doesn't happen, and you're like, that is so fascinating. Like life is so fascinating, not just painful, but like, okay, what am I supposed to learn? Like, okay, I think this is my path, right? Like, what if it actually isn't, and I'm supposed to like bake bread in Little Poland in Chicago? Like, I don't actually know, and so that's I think what like not getting things. Or not going the way you think things should go. And I don't know how you've been with your career, but like it's sort of, it's bittersweet, but it does teach you that there's more to you than maybe that path.
It's true. I was a touring musician for a while, and then that was just kind of fell apart and that just evaporated. It was a very specific genre that we were convinced that ska music was coming back.
I love ska.
It just stays what's already out there. That's kind of it. I'm sure there's bands everywhere, but it just wasn't picking up. So we would try to like mainstream it a little bit. We kept getting gigs, and then it was just all done. I'm like, all right, I guess I'm done. But I'm like, I want to either voice act or talk or sing or something. Yeah, just keep talking. So just keep doing this.
I love it, and I think it's cool that you're on the East Coast and you go to these things and you have your like wolf pack of guy friends, and you guys talk about what you're interested in, which is cool.
Yeah, I take cues from, you said Mad TV, like Bobby Lee, or now Rogan is just, the podcast Jesus. I mean, none of us are going to have what he has, but some of the points he makes are perfect. I don't bring people on here for ratings. I want to talk to who I want to talk to.
Yeah, exactly.
And like your group, seeing you guys, because we were always in the hotel, like in the lobby and stuff. We ran into you guys a bunch. I'm like, this is how you do it. Everybody's just hanging out. Everybody's going like bowling or going to eat or hanging out, whatever.
Drinking, like hanging out. Yeah, I actually was like, I was playing solitaire at one point. Like I'm such a nerd, but like I can be entertained by just about anything, and laugh at just about anything. Somebody asked, what's my favorite Adam Sandler movie, I think. Oh, I'm obsessed with Adam Sandler. So if Josh wants to do a really good impersonation or impression, I would love that.
There's your layup, bro.
He's hard to do. That's a hard impression. Okay, I think my favorite is Wedding Singer.
Yeah.
Is my number one.
Yeah.
If I have
pretty
to
good.
pick. But I also love those stupid grown-up movies. They're so fucking stupid, and I love them.
They're pretty good. Yeah, that first one is really entertaining. You can tell a lot of them are just laughing.
Like it's just you and I making a movie. Like we're friends, like who wouldn't want to get paid fucking millions and like go have fun in the woods with Salma Hayek? Hello.
Oh jeez. And
amazing.
He's smart. He's like, okay, if I make a movie, we're going to somewhere exotic. I'm picking the top 10 actresses in Hollywood, and I'm gonna make it so I don't have to really, really dig deep down and do that much. And then we're all go, I love this movie.
It's true.
I love it so much.
It's true.
You see Uncut Gems?
No, that's one. That one in the basketball movie I have not seen yet.
That is a little in a good way, it's like maddening and it's intentional. So you watching like a degenerate gambler for 2 hours,
Mm.
like you're anxious and you want these things to happen, and it's pretty well written. And the ending, you're like, oh my God, I don't understand what happens. I don't understand.
Okay,
And then it's over, and you're like, this was Adam Sandler. It
yeah,
was
that's
awesome.
cool. I mean, we do share the same alma mater, NYU undergrad.
Nice.
So I have to say that he must have been trained in things other than comedy, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think, I don't
Drama
know
class. Yeah.
where he went, because you've got like studios there and you can pick which studio I want to go to. But in general, like they're trying to find the truth in everything. It doesn't matter if it's hilarious or it's a black and white movie or it's, futuristic or it's uncut gem. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever he was doing in that, he's talented. The Bear, I felt the same. I was like, I can't with The Bear. I was so wrecked watching it. It was just so stressful, that TV show. Have you seen it?
No.
It's so good. You're gonna love it. It's so
Is
good.
this called The Bear?
Yeah, it's The Bear. So it's about a chef in Chicago. Oh, it's all about food.
I
You're gonna love
think I
it.
saw a
You're
trailer.
gonna
Yeah.
love,
Okay.
love,
Is
love
it a
it.
young? Is it a young guy, or is it? You said.
Yeah, 30 probably.
Yeah. Okay.
He's the guy from sorry God, what's that? Shameless. He's
Yeah.
wonderful in it. But it's
Yeah. Okay. I kept
it's one of
seeing
these,
trailers
it
pop
just
up.
gives you a heart attack. Like the first movie, I was like, oh my God. I said to my husband, like, I don't think I can watch it. He's like, why? I'm like, I'm stressed out.
Yeah.
He's like, it's the camera. It's like bah, 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 but it's all about food and knives, and it's so so beautifulully done.
Did you see?
Um,
Is it not Burnt? It might be called Chef with.
no, I want to see that with Jon Favreau.
I think there's two movies. I'm saying
Oh,
both their names, and they're complete
okay.
opposites. I think he's in Chef, and I think Bradley Cooper is Burnt.
Oh,
I
I don't,
think I'm
I
almost
don't.
positive.
That sounds like
I
somebody who was in
meant
the
Bradley
tanner too
Cooper's,
long.
but Favreau's is incredible because he's just wonderful.
I
Yeah,
need to watch
Swingers is my
that.
number one movie all time. Swingers for sure.
So good. Oh,
And
and
I
if you
kept
lived in
trying.
LA, like
Oh
you must
God.
have loved that. Like, oh my God, honey, this is Swingers the Diner, and that's where they did this and
Oh
shot
yeah,
that.
they're on my Instagram. The places I could find. You know what I mean? Out
Awesome.
here it's cool because you find one here and there. Or I do a lot of background, so I get to like go back to where other scenes from the show I was in were filmed that I wasn't
Hmm.
in. Get to see everything. But out there it was everywhere in LA has been filmed
Yeah.
everywhere. So the one I loved the most was in Vegas, and they were at oh God, I forget the name, what it is now. But I got to sit at their table. Like one of the first tables they're at when they go to Vegas. I stayed in the
That's
oh man,
awesome.
all these names are escaping me now. Maybe
Well,
I should have had a
yeah,
beer.
it's like I
Yeah.
know, I know. No, you shouldn't have.
Cortez,
It's
the
good.
Cortez. I stayed in the Cortez where their first
Oh,
scenes are in Vegas, and but yeah, some of
you're
the
a swinger,
locations are a
dude. You're a
must.
swinger by heart. So
Deep
there
down.
you go.
So the video games
Yeah,
thing, uh,
I did tons of
I
those.
loved Red Faction because that was one of the first where you could blow up the environment. So back then, if
Oh,
you shot a rocket launcher into a brick wall, nothing
it
would
would
happen. It
just
was
hit the
just
wall.
the boom, an explosion would happen. It was just, but that was one of the first games where you'd see pieces of the environment breaking, or your friend was on like a walkway, you could blow up the walkway and he would fall. That's
Okay,
why I remember that game so much, is
that's
because of
awesome.
the environment.
It's
But then
so
you had,
funny because we don't know. We're sitting back there reading these lines. We have no
yeah,
context. They barely give you a breakdown of like who the person is. They might give you a picture and you're like, sweet, I can
right,
see this woman is a badass and I can play it. But
yep,
I love that. I love hearing that.
yeah, and then but what you had, Need for Speed, Lost Planet, Cars, Shaun White, is that right?
I did.
Oh
Shaun
man,
White's was my favorite because first of all, I didn't even know who that was. Again, I was so I was just like, I'm an actor working every day, gonna try to do these jobs. Oh, I need to get a couch. Like this is what you're thinking. Like
right,
you're not, like Yahoo, my life's kick ass. Like if you were, you'd be a weirdo. Because you're doing it for the craft. You're doing yes, you want to make money to live and stay in the union, right? You want to stay
right.
in the union and pay your dues and get your health insurance, but like it was there was no big like I'm going to be the next, well, Adam Sandler. And so I would do these video games and I didn't play video games. So I was like, what in God's name are these? Like, I didn't have the gaming system to play any of them. So they give them to me and I'd be like, cool, thanks. I have like a box of these and nothing to play with, you
Uh,
know? So I never saw them or saw my character. But Shaun White's was cool because they were like, okay, we want like a Rosie Perez. And I was like, yes, I totally can rock that. How weird to have a spicy Latina in a snowboarding game. I love that so much. Like, it was just so weird, and they could do that, and then I could, if I was doing her accent, then I could do, because it was so like, oh my God, get out of the way, let a horse yourself. Like, that it was so stupid and weird. I could do then, those other weird parts
Man,
of
you just
like,
took me straight to Pineapple Express, too. That's great. Yeah, sounds
and
exactly
I
like her.
love her. Yeah, I love her. So it was great. That's why I love voiceovers, right?
Yeah,
Like, you want to do them because I did tons of like regular voiceovers, like Chevy. Who cares?
right.
Like, I mean, it was nice. The money is lovely, but
There they
oh,
are.
ah, I'm so sorry. They
No, you're
don't
good.
like Chevy. I feel bad. Chevy's a great thing. So,
Oh,
but it
shout out
was way
Chevy.
more
Yeah.
fun to do accents and like I love playing little boys and being like, don't go over there, the dog's gonna jump on you, like cute weird little boys and singing and it was just like you want to use that instrument, right? You play an instrument, right? Or more than one, I would
Sure.
guess.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, and I don't. So that was my instrument. And it's just fun to like wear it out and see what it can do. So video games were great and really fun.
They take a while? Is it more like,
Yeah.
here's your script, blow through these lines, we'll do the
So
rest?
first I had this guy. So one time I went into a booth. I don't know, I booked some game. I don't know what it was. And I look over and I'm like, I think that's the guy from Rocky. Like, meanwhile, probably never. Yeah, I did see Rocky. But then there was part 2 of Rocky. And I was like, I think that's the guy from Rocky. The like kick-ass, muscly, black guy that doesn't he beat him? Like, he's famous. Oh my God, Carl Weathers.
Weathers, yeah.
Yeah. So it's Carl Weathers. And I'm like, oh my God, it's Carl Weathers. I think it's Carl. And he's like, welcome. And he's directing me. And I was just like
Oh, man.
nerding out, even though it didn't matter about Rocky. He'd been in a lot of stuff. But I was like, okay, I really wanted to do well for Carl. And
Yeah.
so you get like a sheet with like 100 lines. They're like 1, 2, they're listed 1 through whatever. And you just go through. And by the way, next to it is the direction, which is hilarious. So
Okay.
you don't know who you are. You don't even know who you're talking to. You don't know the scene in which you're in. And it'll say like, get out of the way, right? And on the left, it'll say like, angry.
Oh,
Seriously.
jeez.
And then it'll say like, I told you not to take the scepter. I don't know, some
Right.
nonsense.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're like, jealous. You
Jealous.
really have to hurry. And like, so I was just trying to do it. Now, if sometimes he'd say, okay, do 3 in a row of that. So you would just do
Okay.
3 of number 13.
Right.
And it might be like,
Just vary them a little
get
bit.
on the copter.
Yeah, right.
I mean, all of mine were like that. Mine were badass women. And I love it. I'm not going to complain. I
Yeah.
have a sound that's like, I'm going to take care of shit. And funny, in real life, that is not exactly me. But I love that I sound like
Acting.
that.
Yeah, right.
It's acting, right? And so I kept booking these like hard people, and I was like, what is happening? Oh, I'm a hard ass. Okay, cool. Like in Alien, like the girl that's got the muscles and the gun, like those were the parts I would get. And they would always take a terrible end. They would die on a hill. They would die in a snowstorm. I was like, oh, they die of gunshots. I'm like, okay, so she's badass, but she doesn't live long. Those were my people. But it was great, And so video games were great because they are fast. If you're fast, they certainly want someone who can do it quickly, because you could be there for hours if you can't get if that doesn't make sense to you. Right?
Yeah, especially all the different direction. If you're
Yeah.
reading jealous, you might be like,
But if it was
what?
a character that was like, 13-year-old, I'd be like, oh, I don't think this will be hard for me. That's not the landscape that I would play. Not that I couldn't, but they're going to pick someone else to do that part. And she'll understand all those little directions the way I did. So I loved them. They were fast and fun. And the people you work with were so creative. You're like you would go to record sometimes at the place that designed them. And that's
cool.
really cool. Yeah.
Different studios. Hey, everyone, just so you know, throw all your questions in the little icon on the bottom right. Should be a word bubble with a question mark. Especially these long questions. You're just blocking her face when you write these long questions.
I don't mind, but I'm like trying
put
to
them all in here, and then I can ask them
I see one.
in a minute.
Upload more videos on my YouTube. Yes. Wow. I had a Patreon, and I really liked Patreon, but I realized that I could just do a lot of it on YouTube. So I'm just going to move. I told my patrons that I'm going to move it over there. And that was specifically about Avatar: The Last Airbender and mental health. Like it was a hybrid. And I will do that still. But I also want to do a podcast where I talk about nonsense and I can swear and, just be me. And
By the
be
way, that's
like,
what this is. You can say whatever the
yeah,
fuck you
I
want
love
on here, by the way.
that so
It's, like I
much.
said, it's just me and you. That's it. You can say whatever you want.
And me and Josh, don't forget him.
Well, he didn't come in to Adam Sandler, so I don't know if I really want to.
That's awesome.
You tossed him a layup, and he was supposed to dunk it.
No,
I don't
now
know if
he's
I don't know
gonna
if he
have to
did.
come on my
I don't
podcast.
know.
You're gonna have to come on my podcast then and do
There you
it
go.
to Adam Sandler.
You have to get him already, Josh. So I'm going to give you a speed round. You can spend as little or as much time on these questions as you want.
Okay.
And then we can hit, he said, let me know when to join.
Okay, well.
Pause on the questions. Here, we'll get him in right now.
Oh, good. Okay, goody.
Calling the bluff. Bluff called.
Oh my God, I hope he's like, I don't know, cuddling naked with cats or something right now,
Dogs,
because that'd be really
maybe.
funny. Yeah, that. Like, and we're like, hey, bro, you better come on. Oh, he did say let him know when. Oh.
Hey. Asking you shall receive.
There it is. All right, I'm not gonna sit here and have my.
I know we're thrashing
dragging
you.
you through the wood. Yeah.
Oh, I'm
you guys
sorry.
are dragging me through it.
Oh my God, Josh! Hi, good to meet you virtually.
Great to meet you. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
So a little bit of context for the con situation. Chris has been going to these for years. Like it's his thing, and I kind of just like live through him when he goes and visits all these things and sees all these celebrities and stuff, and I'm always like, oh man, this is really dope. So somehow he like convinces my wife to let me leave and her take care of 3 kids on her own without any question.
We love her. What's her name?
Her name's Megan, and she's amazing. And so she was willing to let me go up for this con, and it happened to be Chris has known since we met in college that like I've always wanted to. I don't know why, but we've always wanted to do cartoon voices. Like,
I love it.
Something like I don't know how you like work through your stuff, but Chris and I always joke about how we'll just be driving. I won't be talking to anybody, but I'll be talking to myself, like practicing the worst voices. But I'll just like
I practice. I talk to myself a lot anyway.
It's
fun.
And
let's be honest. Who's more intelligent than you? Or funny.
Right. So we go to this con, and Chris knew that this was if there was one that I'd go to, it'd be with all these voice actors, and it happens to be all the Ninja Turtles and everybody. And it was really awesome to meet them. And we're going through the lines of some of these people. And again, the video game for Red Dead Redemption, I'm telling Chris, I'm like, hey, like I'm cool meeting this dude, but I never played the game.
Because I was obsessed. I'm going up to meet him. I want him to sign the case. Like I want to have this interaction. And he was just with me in that, for that line at least.
Yeah, I was just kind of there as a background character, and I'm talking to him for maybe 2 seconds, and Chris just comes up. He's like, I don't know if you want to talk to him. He's never even played your game. And I'm like, Chris, I told you
Front Street.
Shade. Ooh.
It's because I knew instantly that dude was awesome. And he was like fucking with people.
Cool with right.
So cool. And I knew that it'd be funny because I think he asked me my favorite part, and I was able to tell him like, oh, and your character did this. And then I love when you're just on a horse, you can hear these sounds and this and that. And the sound guys plus the voice guys, like I just can't believe it. And then Josh comes up, I've never played it. And I was thinking of it before you went up. I was like, oh, I know Josh never played this fucking game.
No,
I'm saying
funny.
something. I'm saying something.
He's busy
man.
with 3 children. I mean, do we expect him to be playing games?
I got 2 and I'm on all the time.
Okay. Well, okay. I was trying to help you.
He plays his ass off. Yeah.
But just not that game.
That's
and
funny.
While Chris is spitting out all of these great details about the game, I'm like, I don't even remember what the cover looks like. I think this is the main guy, and Chris is just like chumming it up with him, and he just kind of threw me under the bus as quickly as he could.
Friends.
Chris is
That's what
friends
are for.
But again, he was super chill about it. He like took it with stride, and it was really cool. And everybody we met was really awesome. And eventually, it got to the Ninja Turtle characters. And my thing that I just wanted to ask them was like, how does somebody how does somebody like me get into it? And all of them really they were very, because there's a long line. I get it. And I'm not expecting them to give me an hour, but they were like, you go to this website and you can get all this information and blah, blah, blah. And really, some of them even mentioned that it was just kind of luck. Back when they started, they mentioned
they
that,
walked into it.
Yeah.
3 of them said it. Yeah.
Their generation wasn't sitting at home saying,
"Oh,
I want to do cartoon voices when I grow up."
No.
It just seems like our generation was the ones that were like, this looks like it'd be really fun.
That doesn't mean you can't do it. I agree. I mean, I do. Well, first, we're on strike right now, and that's a whole thing. But when that subsides, you're still in a big-ish city. Like you're not in some small town. So you could do here's your non-union. You could do non-union voiceovers and put together a cool reel. And then you can, because now a lot of stuff's online. You could, send it to prospects in either bigger cities or just try to get more work where you live. I would take improv classes if you can, which is hard
a big thing
to do.
That's a big one.
Yeah, because you want to be loose and you want to be a goof, and you definitely don't want to take yourself too seriously. No one I know in voiceovers takes themselves seriously. I don't know why. We're just a bunch of weirdos. We're like, don't get fucking high on yourself, bro. Like, it's like lame. It's like, oh, you're a cool kid? No, you're not. Like, we're just self-effacing and like, cool. We're kind humans, but we, bust each other's balls. And I think a lot of, straight actors, I call straight actors, meaning like, Shakespeare, Chekhov, that is not their experience. And I was that person and realized, oh my God, I don't want to do that forever. These people are really boring. And so you want to just be a goof. You want to have fun. You want to use that instrument, right?
Yeah.
And if you're doing impressions, that's even cooler. Like, that's incredible. So keep doing them. You could certainly do what he's doing, right? Like do a YouTube or like join and do funny voices. You guys could I don't know if it's legal, but you could put up cartoons or shows that you think should have your version and like dub it, which would be really funny. I would like crap, watching that. Like, I don't know, like some weird, I don't know, something really dramatic that you're like, maybe it's Donald Duck. I don't know, but something like just be creative and then
just Ray Romano
do it for yourself.
Just Ray Romano and John C. Reilly. That's all it is.
Yeah, or you guys could just act out, right? Your people like Ray Romano, Adam Sandler, whoever else.
Romano is terrible. It's not worth it.
I don't know, man.
I could never do them. Like, horrible.
Josh, I'm gonna make you do it, man. I'm gonna make you do it.
Right,
And it's the one line you do every time, and it's hilarious.
Okay, we gotta hear this.
It's so stupid. This is it, hands down. Like, if I was to rate them for myself, this is the dumbest one I did, and it never should have came out.
You just heard what she said. Everybody's a goof.
All right.
Dude,
who cares?
It is what it is.
If you could just remember that we're all losers, but the losers are really the winners.
It truly is that mindset.
That's right.
Chris and I both are like the goofiest people that like I've ever kind of been around and stuff. So I get it. But the premise here was it was Ray Romano as a mime. Deborah, I'm in a box. Deborah.
It's perfect.
There you go. I told you to do it.
Like, I closed my eyes at one point, and I was like, "Yeah, that's double R."
There you go.
I try.
You did great. That was.
I try
so
to
fun.
assume that he's so bad at miming that he still talks. Like he just
breaks the rules instantly.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Like Ray, mimes don't talk.
I'm
stuck.
That. I love that. See, like we're total dorks. Like that's the fun.
When it comes down to it, absolutely. And
for me, I didn't know what that was. I mean, I always thought I would do jingles because I was a singer. So I was like, oh, jingles would be cool. Like, like I don't know, this awful like Blade plugins. They sing these awful jingles. I was like, yeah, I could do that. But nobody ever talked about jingles. Like it was not a thing. And so I went to drama school and I was like, well, I guess I'll be a classical actress. And I did well. And, I love Shakespeare. I love all of that. But I was like, my mom would be like, you should be doing comedy. And I was like, you don't know anything, because you don't want to listen to your parent. And I was like, go away. I'm going to be a serious actor. God. And then I went to LA around like 25, 26, something like that. And I was there and I realized, oh, this is the place to do comedy, right? Like I got in the Groundlings and I was doing stuff and was doing well. And they have this game that's so awesome there it's called One Through the Door or something. And you go up alone and you come through an actual door over and over with as many characters as you can. And I had like 20. And I was like,
cool.
what am I doing here? I think I'm supposed to be doing something like I was like, I don't need this. Huh, dumbass. But I was like, I'm gonna go write a play. I did. I went off and I pivoted, but it's like, wow, what would have happened, had I just stayed that course and really been, I mean, who knows, right? Is what it's supposed to be. I've still been doing voiceovers, but the sketch career, I think that I could have had, could have happened had I not just been the one to be like, I'm going to pivot, because I always pivoted. And it's fine. My husband will be like, why did you leave that when you could have? I'm like, I don't know. It's just me. I'm ambitious. I get bored. I want to try something new, and so I can't be mad at it. But you guys are young still. I mean, you have lots of time to do more and to, create your own future, right? Yeah, if you lived in a bigger city, it might be easier. But I don't know. Nowadays, everybody has a little studio in their house and they're recording there. And, but I think just starting your brand and being like these guys that did dream of it, I think that's kind of cool, because we didn't. And that is different, that you're like, yeah, but we did dream it and we want to do it. So
Yeah.
Josh, we'll start that podcast tomorrow. Got it? Good?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I literally watch cartoons with my kids all day.
Oh,
And I'm
I
just
love that.
mimiking the voices.
They must
throughout
love
the house.
you. You're
Oh,
probably
they
the
go
best
bananas.
dad. I would be like, thank you, Dad.
Well, the new Mickey makes it really easy, by the way.
yeah.
The new
I'm
Mickey
the-
Mouse is incredible.
Really?
You watch the shorts? I think it was
I haven't.
one in like '08, and I think one within the past like 3 or 4 years. They completely redrew him. It's
wow.
it's like more
Oh.
Cal Arts, very like Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah.
The themes
Okay.
are ridiculous. Like there's a ton of adult humor.
Oh, wow.
And
I
they
love
make him he'll get angry and it'll be like a meme face. Like all the things you've seen online, they put him in to grab the adults and the tweens, but then there's loud and over the top. And Mickey Mouse's voice, that might be one on my reel, because he's so much fun to listen to.
That's
and he's
awesome.
just so over the top with everything, and he wears every emotion, and all the
like
physics
emo?
are gone.
He's an emo goth kid. I love it.
He's like the
Yeah.
same look, but he's so emotional about everything. And but they still wanted to keep his high pitch. So just be like,
He's like,
you guys having so much fun. This loud quivering. I'm so excited.
oh my God, who does the voice? That sounds hilarious.
I think they showed him, and I didn't recognize him. So I'm sure he's probably done a million things, but
see, I could never hit that.
and
I would have to play
oh my God,
Goofy.
they turned Goofy 8 foot tall, 60 pounds. He's hunched over. He's dirty. There's flies. Yeah, his bones are showing through his skin.
Oh, I guess.
Oh,
see this.
It's you took the old Gorsh, but now it's
Goofy is
he's
he's anorexic. Yeah,
just
I gotta get him some food.
And Donald is clearly just schizophrenic. It is so much fun to watch.
Oh
so
my God.
and they're like,
You
Mickey
sold
Mouse.
me.
I'm like, no, this isn't Mickey Mouse. This is something new and incredible. They did the House of Tomorrow. They used to do them back in the day, oh, you'll come in and you'll get your ice from an ice plant, these stupid old Looney Tunes versions. But they did a Mickey's House of Tomorrow, and the house is insane. And it's who's Minnie? And he's like, what?
Oh my God.
It's you want to write Minnie a poem? I wrote you 100. And it's this stack of papers and there's candles around it. He goes, well, no, I kind of just I want to go over and meet her. And he's like, I painted her picture for you. And he goes, 18 times. And it's just all these horrible pictures of Minnie. She's her face is running down.
Mangled Minnie.
It's torturing Daffy. Goofy's going insane. Oh my God.
Oh, that's so funny.
So good. And the house was creepier than any other episode. It was the second episode. If you see House of Tomorrow, it's phenomenal.
The Halloween one, and Mickey's trying to tell a scary story.
Yeah,
and
dude,
and all the
that was
nephews
incredible.
Are this isn't scary at all. And eventually they just
with the witch,
beat him down. And
he
comes in and he goes, all right, you little shit.
Oh my God.
Did you see they put another one out too, just a week ago. It was Steamboat Silly. So it was a throwback to Steamboat Willie, and they're literally watching it. All the gang is watching black and white Steamboat Willie, and they're doing the whistling, but then the projector falls and it starts shooting out Steamboat Willies real time, and he's like, "Oh, isn't this great? There's so many of us!" And it's dancing, but he's insane. He's breaking the house. He's doing cute little dances, but he's kicking shit. He's breaking vases, and then it just starts going and shooting out like hundreds and
I just
thousands of
love
Steamboat
that
Willies.
When you guys do Mickey is the funniest thing ever.
That's exactly what it is. He's like, oh, this little scamp.
Oh, Scamp. That's a good one. I'm gonna bring that one back. Have you watched so Danny McBride. I'm obsessed with Danny McBride.
Oh man,
Danny McBride's from where I live.
What?
Yeah.
Where?
Fredericksburg, Virginia. Well, should I say that online? I guess I don't know.
Okay.
The
Pittsburgh.
Virginia. Oh
No,
my
I
God,
don't know what you should be saying this, Josh.
I'm obsessed with him. And so he did this show. My husband's like, you got to watch the show Vice
Oh, yeah.
Principals. I'm like, I've never heard of it. We're obsessed. Okay. So I've seen it now. And there's and so he says stuff and I write it down. I'm like, I'm bringing this back. So
Oh,
I'm
that's
bringing back,
funny.
don't get your tits in a ditch. And that's my new thing. I'll say to my husband, like, don't get your tits in a dish. I'm going to fucking warm up your pizza in 2 minutes. Like, it's just, I just love him and I love the stuff he writes. So go Virginia. If that's what you're creating, that's good.
Yeah, if you liked Vice Principals, which I loved it, and I'm a teacher currently, so it really stuck with me.
You must have loved it.
I loved
but,
it. I love it. If you like that, you should watch Righteous
we
Gemstones.
saw that
Oh,
like
yes.
a year and a half ago. We're obsessed
cool.
with that too. And,
You're
I'm like,
on top
but
of
we
it.
started with that, right? And I was like,
okay.
What's this show? He was like, I'll watch it first because he watches everything first, and he's like a horror buff, and I hate horror.
Ooh.
So he's like, this is not too scary. On the cricket scale, it's like a 4, and I'll watch it. It's more like a 7, but I can do it. But some of them, I'm like, I gotta go. I can't watch this. Like, it's too much. He watches like, he'll go, oh, I had a great night tonight. I watched all the Saws in a row. I'm like, you're disgusting.
Those are great.
Why don't you
Those are great.
do something productive? He's like,
That's
what?
Chris.
It was
Yeah,
awesome.
I love
I'm like,
horror so much.
I love that you have a
loves it.
cricket scale that identifies
Hell yeah.
what you can watch. Anytime a movie comes out, and Chris knows I don't do horror. It's just it lingers with me too long.
Oh, because you're a teacher.
And probably other things.
And
but,
Sissy Mary.
That's what it is. But
Megan
knows.
loves you.
Yeah, Megan does love me, and my kids
That's
think
right.
I'm at least the best dad in the house currently, so I'll take that. And Chris will tell me movies that I should avoid. Like, I'll ask him, I'm like, hey, what do you think? And he's like, no.
Don't do it.
For you, you're not going to watch
but
it.
let me tell you, I watched Dahmer.
Trailers, right?
Okay, and I
What's that? Oh, yeah.
I get a badge of honor for watching Dahmer. But the acting was so good. I was like, God damn it, just shut the fuck up. Just watch this. Just watch a movie. It's a movie. It's a movie. It's fake.
Yeah.
It's fake. Like, but I did, and I was able to like get over it. But we would have to like stop after every episode and watch like some Gordon Ramsay show to be like, okay, that was just a
See,
show.
to that point, I don't watch them and go to bed either. So it's like I'll come home, make dinner, kids are running around because they don't need to be seeing it.
But
if they're running, so they'll like hang, and then they're kind of playing. I'm like, I got time now. I have to just get over the idea that I can watch them straight through. So I'll do like half an hour here, half an hour there. But no, it's horror for sure for me.
Oh, it was
that's number one.
Foul, but I was like, I loved it. It was so
I remember Josh. I would be telling Josh, I'd be describing how I loved it so much, and he's like, everything you just said makes me not want to watch it. I'm like, man, this was great. It was so intense. I was like standing up. I was like sweating. It's like a weekend ruiner. You have to watch this movie. He's like, no, absolutely not. Everything you just said makes me not want to watch it.
I know. It's like the thing where you see a crash and you're like, I need to go look. It was very like, I need to go look at this. And I didn't want to be the person that didn't see it and couldn't talk about, like, I was like, just shut the fuck up. It's a show.
Right.
And
I don't like watching, I don't want any real footage. I don't want any real shit. I like the movies. I mean, I don't want the, it's tough, man. Only once or twice have I been like kind of looked away.
No, I was like, I'm going to
maybe once, but there's...
My husband didn't even flinch. He's like, what? I'm like, you're just gonna eat that rare steak while we watch this? Okay. Yeah.
Tell me to watch the movie Raw. Or no, is it called Flesh? Flesh or Raw, I think, is a good cannibal movie to watch that too.
Yeah.
If he loves horror, tell him my favorite is House That Jack Built. Is one of my number one horror movies
He's
all
like,
time.
I like your Comic-Cons, but like, there's no horror people. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not.
There are horror cons. There's one coming up in like 2 months.
Please, he wants to go. I'm like, you can go by yourself? He's like, I will see Metallica by myself, and I will go to a horror con. I'm like, you're weird. You're a weirdo.
I almost wore a Metallica shirt tonight. That's funny.
He's a metalhead.
All right. Well, he'll be next guest.
I know.
Give me a call.
You would have fun with him, but he swears lwearily every word is a swear.
I don't fucking care. This is all. We can say whatever you want.
It's a little much. Like I'll be at
Oh, I
Home
shouldn't say
Depot
whatever
with
you want.
him, and I'm like, honey, the guy like
Fucking
sucks.
2x for $4
Pretty
again.
much. Pretty much, he goes, "Fuck
Nice.
me," and I'm like, "Okay, we don't need to do that," you know.
I get it. I'm the same way, and luckily my wife is too. Makes it really easy.
It does. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Well, here I'll
All
give
right.
you this. I'll give you this speed round. Josh, you can hang
Okay,
out.
I'm
I-
ready.
Oh, you going?
Bye,
I'm gonna let you guys do
Thank
your
you
thing. I'm gonna end it
for
on Adam
joining.
Sandler. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of this.
Oh my God,
I don't
loved
get
it.
to experience talking to people and what you do,
Aw.
but I sit in the sidelines and I admire everything you guys do. I know it's a craft. I know it's not just something
Yeah.
that you just do on the fly. It takes a lot of skill, and I'm
Thank
somebody that
you.
can appreciate that. So
Thank you. And
from
I wish you to have some of that success, you know.
okay,
So
I'm
good luck
gonna
to
use
you.
you as a reference.
Please
So
do. You can do whatever. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
you're gonna be signing off.
You can
All right, so
send
here's
me little sound bites, and I'll be like, "That sucked."
okay.
No, that
She's
was great.
like, stop
That's what
sending
I
me
need.
Ray Romano.
Yeah.
Stop sending it to me. I
I
heard
get
it.
He's in a box. I get it. Okay?
I get it. It's double.
Yep. So
God.
we walk up to, I believe it was Cam, right? Was it Cam that we walked up to, and you were like,
In the lobby?
yeah, no,
Yeah.
at the con, and you were
Okay.
like, hey, you should tell him you're Adam
Oh,
Sandler, and he's like,
right.
and this is a line of people, and he's like, you do an Adam Sandler, and I was like, yeah, I guess I do.
God,
Yeah,
I
he
would die.
does.
I would die.
And-
I wouldn't be able to do it.
And so in Billy Madison, he's visiting the elementary school after being at high school. He's having a rough day, and he comes in and he tells everybody, and the kid goes, I can't wait till I get to high school, Billy. And he just goes, don't you ever say that. Stay here. You gotta cherish it.
That's perfect. That was brilliant. I can't clap because I only have one arm, but that was wonderful.
All right.
Here, I'm going to
Nice.
put some praise. Wait, hold on. Can I do that? I'll do this. There you go. It's like some hands. Good job.
Bingo.
That was
Right.
awesome.
I'm putting that on the resume. All right. Chris, how do I leave? Can you boot me?
No, you just
You can
leave.
just hang out.
Oh.
Beat it.
Oh, you just leave.
Bye.
Bye.
So that's Josh.
That was fun.
Yeah. So yeah, I had to put him on Front Street. I had to make him do it on the spot because then he gets to go, well, I did it. I did it.
love it though. I mean, no, you got to. I mean, there's
If
nothing
they
to be
were-
nervous about. Like,
Yeah. If they were really bad, I wouldn't have done it. But I heard them before and they cracked us up.
I agree, but they are pretty great, especially when you say, "Hey, baby," whatever that is. I love it.
Sandler speak.
Sailor speak.
All right, let's blow through these. Get a couple of everyone else's questions asked. 'Cause I see they kept pouring in.
Yes.
All right. Ironically, we're just talking about food. First couple are foodie questions. Chips Ahoy or Oreos?
Oreos.
Nice. I agree.
It's hard one.
Only recently has it been Oreos. It used to be like the crunchy, like the legit Chips Ahoy for a long time, but then
Yeah,
Oreos
but they
just
changed
never
them.
go
They-
away. Yeah.
No, they never do. And I don't want double stuff. I don't need that. I just want the regular.
Yep. You ever have the thins?
Yep, I like those.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those are good.
Yep.
Favorite candy?
$100,000 bars, I
Oh.
think. I love them.
Some of my
And there's
buddies
some-
said those too.
And they're really old school, like you feel like it's like 1988, and that's what I like about them. You're like, yeah, so I had a jean skirt on. Like you
Right.
feel like you're back there. So I love them.
Nice. How do you order your pizza? What do you take on it?
I will like it crunchy. So I might get thin, or if it's regular, I'll have it cooked extra.
Oh.
And I like light sauce. I do not like a lot of tomato sauce. And I will take mushrooms and pepperoni, and that's about it. Sometimes green onions, but mushroom and pep. That's me.
Nice. Favorite Christmas movie?
Oh, It's a Wonderful Life. So good. I love it. But I also love Miracle on 34th Street because Natalie Wood was so precocious and so beautiful. And I love that one too.
Nice. Star Wars or Star Trek?
Neither. They're gross. Sorry.
Touche.
Don't get it.
That's fine. First movie you saw in a theater?
Oh my God, this is so embarrassing. I think I saw.
Star Wars. I knew it. I
No!
knew it. No.
First, I never did see Star. I never saw that until it was like on video, and then it was like I was past liking it. I think that's why I didn't like it. And same with Star Trek. Like I was like, I never didn't get into it.
Right.
but I know they're both brilliant. So I think Annie was the first movie, and I was eating M&M's peanut, and I choked, and my mom was like, "Let's go," and I was like, "No, and to watch the next." Like I was freaking out and wouldn't leave the theater because I wanted to see the rest of Annie.
Oh man, I'm sorry to bring that up. I mean, that
It's
seems
fun.
like
No, it's funny. It's like hilarious.
What's your favorite swear word?
I think fuck. Cunt is a nice second, but I mean, because it does come in handy. Like
Right.
there's a way to use it, and you're like, but fuck is so good and so versatile. So
I
that's
feel like
my favorite.
overseas, it's just everything's cunt. You
Yeah,
know, like,
cunt
it's
to
like
them
saying,
is like, damn.
right,
Yeah,
or
it's
buddy.
like nothing.
Yeah. That's what I heard.
It's
I can't
true.
remember what I heard. I think it was some reel that they were just
They're
like,
like,
you
don't
guys
be a
flinch over this
cunt.
word. And
Yeah.
it has so many meanings. I think cunt over there is fuck over here. That's what
I
that's what
totally
think.
agree with that. That's a whole conversation. But
Yeah.
yes.
If I say Pittsburgh, what do you think of?
Oh, I just think of heart. I think of people with heart.
I
That's
like
how
that.
I'm when I went there, that's how I felt.
I like that. What's something you are very proud of?
I'm proud that I graduated college. I was the first one to really do it. And I didn't think I could and thought I was an idiot. And I worked hard and I did it. And I got like a degree. I couldn't fathom it. I mean, then later got a master's, but like that was way out of my scope. So I think just to get a 4-year degree, I'm really proud of.
Nice. Love it. So who else should I have on here? Who do you think? Who should be next?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I mean, you guys are just fun to hang out with. I think anybody would have fun. I guess like well, I watched the Sean Kanan one. That was hilarious and fun. So like you've got like all this eclectic stuff. I do love though that I was the first girl. How did I do as a girl?
Great.
Okay, yeah.
There's only one guest, and I will never say the name. There's no need to put anybody on blast, but
That you just didn't vibe with.
man, it was just pulling teeth trying to talk.
Yeah, I
And
get
so
it.
it was like, you have to bomb to do well. So I had like
Yeah.
a lot of old content from like my Reels days. So just a lot of 15-second shit, 30-second shit that's all on Spotify. And I'm like, well, that's just going to be a season. And then I had a couple really great long interviews. So that was another season. And I'm like, no, I want to settle into this format, sit and talk. And it was like 3 or 4 in, and they were like so good. And I'm just,
Good.
it's easy. And then I had the
depends.
shitty one. Then I had the shitty one.
But
And I was
that
like, okay.
probably wasn't your fault.
But it was more like okay, so let's just change things, because it was like, this is a script forever. And it's like, no, let's evolve. Let's take things like cues from other people like yourself and like keep kind of letting this thing morph into whatever it's going to be. And I think that's why I have so much fun doing it.
That's what I like about it. Like I can literally talk about anything I want. And you might be like, oh, I don't know about that. And that's fine. But like it rolls into something else. It's real.
But
like,
I'll also take note,
dinner,
like, okay, got it. Okay, I'll watch that.
But if we were at dinner, like that's what it would be like. We were all hanging out. Like, oh, you saw that? Oh, I haven't seen it. Like that's normal conversation. So, and I think who do you want to have on? I guess it depends on what, or like who do you want to meet? Like what kind of people do you want to hear from?
I didn't realize I normally go after a mix of 80s, 90s, and people I've met.
Okay.
So, like meeting you, I'm like, this is happening. I don't care if I have to wait 2 months. It's happening. So, like, you were in that group. And then I never went out to get 80s, 90s, but I went after people that I wanted to talk to. So it was like Sean, like I told him, like, you were a villain, dude.
Yeah,
I had to rewatch it just so, like, if I have an actor and I can see them, like I was watching Your Celebrity Deathmatch, I was watching Karate Kid 3, I was watching whatever, like just to get like another, like a last minute take, and Sean on there, I'm like, I haven't seen this movie in a long time. I know word for word, but I'm like, scariest fucking dude. And it's like, even though he's probably I don't know what the script would make him, 19 or 18 younger, like he still is older than me, since I watched it when I was like 14, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you're still the scariest fucking guy.
Yeah. Even if he was just like the sweetest guy ever.
And he was like so nice on here.
Yeah, I heard him. And I like what he said, that he was proudest of his marriage. I thought that was so sweet. Like those are things you kind of forget about, not because you mean to, but because you don't mean to take it for granted. But it's like, well, that's my team. But it's like, yeah, but you work hard to make that team.
Yeah,
so I thought that was a really cool answer. But yeah, I guess I would just think like, who do you want? Like, what arena are you interested in? Like, are you interested in chefs? Are you interested in, and then I would look at like who you'd want that way.
Yeah. I was talking to Dante. I asked DJ, but I don't think it's happening. Michaela's
You never
people.
know.
Michaela's people have to get back to me. She was down,
Oh.
but I guess someone else handles all that.
Oh, yeah. I have no people. I mean, I probably do, but I just handle myself.
Yeah, and I get that a lot. There's some bands I want, especially from
Ooh,
overseas
that's
or
a
touring
good
acts.
idea.
They're always
Music.
like, "Oh, talk to our people," and they go, "Could you give me some metrics? Give me some numbers. Give me anything." I'm like, "I
No.
can. I have it. Here it is." But I'm like, I just wanted to bullshit about how I really love their one song.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
on and listen. I'm not here to make them look bad. I just want to hang on and talk about the great song
Yeah.
that they have. Like, all right, here's all the info, and they never hear back.
Hmm.
Or like, artists going, talk to my people. I'm like, all right, hey, we need this many viewers before we're going to talk about it. I'm like,
I mean,
never
but how
mind.
do you even know
Never
that?
mind.
That's hard,
I just go, never
right?
mind. I don't need it.
Yeah.
I'll come back to you one day, and you'll enjoy yourself. I promise you will. But yeah, whatever. All right, let's get some of these people's questions real quick, and then we'll wrap it up. Of course, Josh asks if he can use you as a reference
Of course he can. Yes.
for a gig.
Are you reading them?
Yeah. Thoughts on the Netflix Avatar live action adaptation?
Okay. So, we're all terrified a little that it's going to be a piece of shit. But here's what's great. I mean, because just historically,
that's how it goes. Yeah.
Historically, we haven't had some great luck. But Cabbage Man, aka James C., who's in our cast, who's a fantastic actor and brilliant, he is in it. And he reports to us that it's really beautifully done with a lot of integrity, that the cast is super talented and wants to have, fidelity, I guess, or the truth of what we did originally brought to light. So we're like, yay! Like what? And what are we going to be stingy about someone else's success?
Yeah.
That's gross. Like I'm not going to be like that. I mean, I just wouldn't, because I also feel like what's supposed to happen to me, what I talked about earlier, it does happen or it doesn't, and that's what's supposed to happen. So if this is going and it kills it, yay! And if they come to Comic-Cons, yay! And the more the merrier. The bigger the Avatarverse can be, yay.
Yeah.
People's voices should be heard. Obviously, people of color should be heard. I played someone not necessarily Asian, but with that connotation, and it's not appropriate. Now we're in a place where that should be someone who looks that way and maybe feels that way or maybe grew up that way. And Talia Tran, is playing May, and I made friends with her right away on Instagram. I'm like, I'm so excited, and she's like, I'm so honored. I'm like, are you crazy? Like, I'm so excited for this young person to have their shot at whatever it is they're trying to do.
The next wave.
Yeah. So if it's horrible, it doesn't affect us. We're the OGs. But if it's great, yay. We're just big fans of the show, so we want it all to be good, and we hope it is.
Yeah,
so we'll see what happens, but that's what we want.
Yeah, got it. Well, that's it. This has been great.
Thanks.
Very easy to talk to. Very easy to talk to.
Well, I'm
that makes for a very entertaining. I always shoot for half an hour, and we doubled that.
Yay!
So.
I had so much fun with you and Mean Josh. That was really fun. He's not mean. Why does he have that moniker?
I'm also Angry Chris on PS4. So there's just some, our buddy is rage filled. He's very polite.
I wonder what I would be then. What would I be? I don't know.
Cranky Cricket.
Oh, that's so smart. Oh, I love that. Oh, somebody said, will you tell the cast members of Fixing Rhonda? Oh, you would love this movie.
He said a bunch of this.
But you should watch that movie, The Boys and Girls Guide to Getting Down. You would love that.
Yeah,
I'll check it out. So funny, and it's all about like partying in LA. You and your wife would probably love it.
Hell yeah!
And I had to smoke fake weed, which was pretty fun.
What was it? Just
I don't know, but I had to smoke a lot of it. So my character was a pothead, and I was like, ew! And I smoked fake cigarettes. It was very funny. But it was such a pleasure. You're so fun, and I want you to keep going and like do the voice stuff and. Yeah. Keep me posted, and if I'm doing something fun, I'll let you know about it. And same with you.
Yeah, if you ever come through Altoona or Pittsburgh, I'll be your assistant. I'll be the one running. I'll run your line and keep it interesting. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, we would have fun. That sounds awesome.
You tell anybody where they can find you anywhere else besides Instagram?
Sure. Yeah, TikTok at Cricket Lee, but mostly it's Cricket Lee Talks. And it's called Cricket Lee Talks because I talk as an actor and I talk as a therapist. So I'm constantly, like you, constantly talking. And that's my Instagram. The Patreon's going to move over to YouTube, which is also Cricket Lee Talks. So find me. Let's have fun. You can ask me mental health questions, of course. I'm a licensed therapist, but avatar and VO stuff too.
Awesome. Well, make sure to follow and like and comment on both of our things then, everyone. And I
Thank
appreciate
you,
everyone for swinging through,
everyone.
asking questions. Josh, we'll work on your impressions, man. You can't win them all,
He was
but
awesome.
you know, we got to
Don't
try.
shade.
You got to
Don't
try.
shade him.
Can't enjoy sunny days without some rainy
That's
days,
right.
you know. So
Thank
cool.
you, Chris. We'll
I
stay in
appreciate it.
touch.
We'll see you.
Bye, honey.
Thanks, everyone.